At Mattituck Presbyterian, over the next 3 weeks, we're looking at faith, hope, and love. Those are three things in short supply, I think, in the culture that we're living in. And so we're looking at how the Bible talks about these three gifts. They're gifts. They are also virtues, things that we are commanded, we're called to grow in. So how does that work? How do we sort that out? What's God's part in that? What's our part in it? So today we're looking at faith. And each week we're really spending time just in 1 Corinthians 13, famous passage. You've probably heard it read at weddings, but it begins like this. If I speak in the tongue of men or angels, but do not have love, I'm only a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, if I have faith that can move mountains but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give all that I possess to the poor, give over my body to hardship that I may boast but do not have love, I gain nothing. I wonder if you've heard something like this from someone like me, like a pastor or somebody who's online. If you have faith, if your belief is strong enough, if you believe and never doubt, you'll be healed. You'll be blessed with children, with finances, with all manner of things. You only have to ask in faith. You have to really believe, and you will receive. Now, if you don't truly believe, don't expect the Lord to come and do those things for you. Have you ever heard a noisy gong like that? Or what about this? Have you ever heard something like this from someone like me? Well, you can't really do anything about that. This old world doesn't change. You won't, I won't. You just need to trust God. We're so imperfect. The world is full of so much sin. We're surrounded by so much evil that it's pretty clear we're destined to lose down here. We just need to enjoy the gift of faith. That we believe, that's enough. And trust that, one day God's going to make all these things right. Have you ever heard a clanging cymbal like that? If you've dealt with either of those, you must wonder, well, which is it? Is faith about you and your power, the power God has given you, the authority that you have as a child of God? Or is faith about having been given a gift? It's something that we receive from God, and that's it. The reality is that the New Testament speaks about faith in these two different ways. It is both a miracle, it's a gift, and it's a muscle. It is something that we're meant to exercise. We can grow in faith or weaken. The New Testament says that we have faith is a miracle, puts everybody on the same level. We're saved by grace through faith alone, not because of any good work that we did, not because we believed better or stronger, we made the right choice, not because our faith was strong enough to be rewarded with true faith. Our faith is a gift. No one can give himself the gift of faith. And we can grow stronger in faith. If you read the Gospels, Jesus especially spoke about strong and weak faith and God working miracles through that faith. Here's the thing, right? How do you put those two understandings of faith together? Can it really be both a gift and something that you exercise? In order to answer that, we have to go a level deeper to understand what, really who faith is about. Otherwise, on my kind of explanation of gift and a muscle, faith risks looking like a dumbbell, right? Like, here, kid, I got you this for your birthday. Now go get stronger, work on it, right? Is that what faith is? The mystery of faith is this. When we go deeper, we go into Scripture, into the Bible, into how the New Testament talks about it. The mystery of faith is this. It is given to us. We do exercise it. But faith is Christ at work in each of us. Faith is not a thing. Faith is a person, Jesus Christ. alive in you if you believe. We heard about it last week in my message about the Lord's Supper. There Jesus says, if you eat my flesh and drink my blood, I will abide, I'll live in you, and you will live in me. So Jesus, speaking there about his body and his blood, he points disciples to the cross. And that's the place where we receive the gift of faith. That's where he wins for us the gift of faith, the gift of himself. And then in time, in our lives, he gives it to us. We're raised to new life. The Bible calls born again. We're born again to a new hope. He speaks on the cross the words, Father, forgive them. And we are made clean. We're brought into the family of God. The cross is also where we hear the promise that through the death and resurrection, he himself is the gift given to us. I will live in you. You will live in me. You will do the good works I prepare for you as you grow in faith that lives in you through me. To communicate this mystery to us, images of a gift or a muscle or a dumbbell, whatever, really don't work. Jesus gives us an organic, a downright agricultural picture of how God works, how he works in us through faith. He says, I am the vine, the true vine. My Father is the vine dresser. Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he takes away. Every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes that it may bear more fruit. Already you are clean because of the word that I've spoken to you, that word on the cross. Father, forgive them. Or in time, when you're raised to new life, when you're born again, Jesus has said to you, you are clean. Right? That's the word that I speak to you. You belong to me. I belong to you. So he says in John 15, abide in me, and I in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit by itself unless it abides in the vine, neither can you, unless you abide, unless you live in me. When Jesus lives in you like that, when he works through you like that, what does it look like? Here we're just talking about himself, he himself, the gift of faith. How does it change you, me, us? That's what we're going to look at next week and the week after when we talk about hope and love. But to return, to finish out, to understand faith as a power that you've been given to do something God would like to see you do, or to understand it as just a belief, just a gift that gets you out of the necessity of expecting anything from God or cooperating with God in his kingdom work in the world. Both of those are not the biblical picture of faith. Both treat God like he's kind of far away from us, watching us, arms folded to see if we're going to do the thing that he wants us to do. What are you going to do next in light of what I've given you? It's not that. Both of those pictures of faith miss that in faith, Christ is present in you, in me, in us. As Paul says in Philippians, it is God who works in you, both to will and to work for his good pleasure. Bless you. See you next week.